Alright people, thanks again for supporting the channel. My name is Dave, and this is Save America Vote Tulsi Gabbard. Big congratulations going out to Tulsi today. It was later in the day when I heard the news. I was going to do a video on it, but so many others have covered her getting to the debate stage. I'd like to see her get there with a mandate and really crush things. So again, if you haven't donated to her campaign, or if you'd like to send another donation out, now would be a really good time to do it. Each day something happens in the world, and it makes me believe that we really need Tulsi Gabbard as president. Recently, Iran was talked about, and all the stuff that we're doing, ramping up a possible war with them. A little while ago, I'm sure you're aware, Julian Assange was arrested. Okay? Just incredible news. And again, I voted for Donald Trump. If you remember on the campaign trail, Donald Trump was citing WikiLeaks on the campaign trail. He said stuff like, "I love WikiLeaks," you know, in that Trump way of his. Because they were providing all kinds of great information about his opponent, who was very corrupt. And they had details that still haven't come to light. And I think the deep state, both on the left and the right, and now all in on the Trump presidency, has decided that they don't want this guy out there telling the truth. Which couldn't be, this couldn't be a more dark day for journalism, integrity, honesty. You've got Chelsea Manning in prison. You're going to have Julian Assange probably going to prison. You got a big protest, I guess, today, maybe happening down in D.C. around 5 p.m. What I'm watching is just breathtaking. And all the more reason we need Tulsi Gabbard as our commander-in-chief. There's no way a whistleblower like this and free speech, which is clearly under attack all the time, just for telling the truth or just for being blunt or being honest. No matter what subject you're talking about, by the way, it seems as though there's this lane that we all have to stay in. And if we stray left, right, too far in any different direction, we're going to get silenced or censored, or we're going to take a hit, like on YouTube. If you've got monetization enabled, you're talking about Assange today, I don't think your videos are going to get monetized. Just throwing that out there. Julian Assange is a hero, all right? Chelsea Manning is a hero. These people are basically underground whistleblowers and keeping, you know, governments and corruption in check when they're doing things that aren't for the people of the United States. One of the reasons I jumped off the Trump train is I realized it was like every other train that's traveled down these tracks, you know. And I don't want to hear about 3D chess. I'll hear about that from some of my friends. Well, this is all 3D chess. And I'm like, what are you talking about? There's a certain level of brainwashing that has taken over. The Trump movement at the beginning, I think, was populism. It was, this isn't the establishment, and all those things are great. The problem is, it's now changed. It's completely not what it was 3 years ago. And the people, I think, know it in their hearts, but they refuse to admit it. And that is it's a sad thing to watch. And I want integrity back in government. Tulsi Gabbard is all about integrity. If you watch the video I posted and narrated a little bit yesterday with the woman from Afghanistan who's an American citizen and who was talking about all of these things that she had an intimate knowledge of. And she started crying because she knows what the heck we're doing in all these other countries. And most Americans don't have that perspective, and I'm not getting on their case. I know for most Americans it's about the bottom line, and that's, you got Bernie Sanders and you got Tulsi, all right? These two are a great tandem because you got one talking about economic issues, one talking about foreign policy, but I think the foreign policy is above the economic issues to some degree. because it affects all the economic issues. You can't have one without the other. You can't not address the economic plight unless we address what's going on militarily. And we need to know what our government's up to. That's why the whole Julian Assange thing is breathtaking. It's like, we're just going to turn this off. We don't want you to know, so we're going to turn this off. This was an outlet. This was something that we were, afraid you'd get, this information, so now we're turning it off. Trump used it during the campaign. Remember, I like WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks is great. Hillary Clinton, remember that whole thing? And now, this is the same guy, but of course you got Pompeo, Bolton, Pence. Mike Pence, he was a completely useless pick, and he's proven that he's just part of this machine. Everybody was hoping Trump would even reach out to somebody who might have been a populist on the left. I suggested it would have been a great tandem, because he would have pulled in more votes. But he never planned on... he's not running the government. Let's just be honest. Donald Trump is not running the government. We need a president who will run the government, and that will be Tulsi Gabbard. All right? I don't know. I'm a little bit of a loss for words today because of what's happened with Julian Assange, and I think everybody in this country needs to pay attention to these topics. Stop being entertained all day. You want entertainment? Listen to music for a couple hours. Put some headphones on. I know, you need to tune out. I do it. It's part of what I do on my other channel. Although people are more interested in the drama than they are at the nuts and bolts of the music, which, gee, surprising, huh? So, it's the culture itself has taken such a shift down this mediocre road, where it's just, everything is just good enough and that's enough, and we don't have to really give it too much thought, out of sight, out of mind. The Julian Assange arrest today is probably one of the worst things that's happened in a long time. It's the top story. I know nobody died yet, all right? But the problem is our government's basically saying, nope, censorship, big-time, hardcore censorship. Not just like taking your revenue away from your channel, but telling somebody that they can no longer tell the truth about what's happening in our government when they were a source that was 100% accurate just every time. And now they're gone. At least for now, unless we can get this man freed. So I would think about that today. Tulsi, good job, you made it. What's next? Well, what's next for Tulsi Gabbard is the hardcore smear campaign, the hardcore associations, and they're just going to double down on the stuff that they already have. They don't need new material because we know the media doesn't really do that stuff. They just keep recycling and using the same talking points over and over again. They're going to hit her on Assad. They're going to hit her on just the foreign policy and how naive she is, and Medicare for all, maybe. I don't know where they're going to hit her, but the debates are going to be fun. We need to get Mike Gravel up there, too. So if you want to donate to him, he would just be a great disruptor. Maybe he can bring a rock on stage and just throw it in the middle of the room. Those guys who are running his campaign, maybe have him bring the rock, have him put it on the podium or something. Would be awesome. All right. Talk to you soon, everybody.